This room is important. I know there's a lot of AI out there and people think they can figure it out on their own and put some things in Chat GPT, but what does the A stand for? Artificial, not real. All right, I am really excited to come and share with you another element of the levers. Have the levers been amazing or what? Yes. And before we jump into it, I wanted to talk to you really quickly. Last night, I was with Lamar inside of the decision session we had after the night session, and Carl was in there with us. Is Carl in the room? One of our new mastermind members, yes. And it reminded me of the journey as entrepreneurs we have to take when it comes to getting knowledge. So can I share really quickly with you like 4 types of knowledge, and then we'll jump into it. So first thing is you know what you know. So with Carl, he was already running his business, and you can only do as much as you know. And so with what he knew, he said last September his business did under $7,000. So that's the first thing. You are where you are because of what you know and what you believe about what you know. The second thing is you don't know what you don't know. So Carl was like, I'm missing some things in my business. I heard about this pop-up tour in DC with Lamar, Tyler, and TSP. I know I need to learn some things around marketing and sales, so I'm gonna go. So you know some things that you already know you need to know. You need to learn. And you're seeking out ways to figure that out. The third thing is you don't know what you know. So when Carl showed up, he was reminded of some things he had learned in the past that he hasn't implemented yet. How many of you have learned some things but have not implemented yet? Some of you may have learned so much you forgot you even learned it. Like you took the course, you went through it, and you forgot all about it. And then the last one is you don't know what you don't know. And that's what got him to the mastermind. Because when you get in rooms like this, you realize I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know that's how you do nurture campaigns. I didn't know that there was even a thing like a customer journey. And so because of that, last September, when he did less than $7,000 with what he knew, he took all of these steps, and since he joined the mastermind, he has not had less than a $20,000 month. And his highest month was $60,000, right? Yes, his first month coming into the mastermind, pulling those levers. How did he do it? He pulled the levers, the upsells, the experience. And so I just wanted to remind you of that because this room is important. I know there's a lot of AI out there and people think they can figure it out on their own and put some things in Chat GPT, but what does the A stand for? Artificial, not real. This is real. This room is real. AI cannot recreate or any of this. And so as you're going through the rest of the day, make sure that you're picking up knowledge that you're going to implement so that you can show up in this community as your most powerful self. All right, so now I am here to talk about unlock explosive growth, how the right partnerships multiply your success. And what's exciting about this is the growth lever under partnership. So when Lamar outlined for you those different categories, this is under the growth lever partnerships. And we're talking about forming strategic partnerships to expand your reach. Anybody want help in expanding their reach? Anybody want to bring on some type of partner that could help them move the needle faster? That's what this conversation is about. And so, how many of you in here are a solopreneur? Let me see your hands. Okay, that's kind of what this looks like. You have this amazing vision, you have this amazing mission, and you are determined to build this thing brick by brick. Some of you are solopreneurs because you haven't found the right way to bring on team, to get support, to find partners. And some of you are solopreneurs by choice. You like control. You like to make sure that if it's gonna be done right, It's got to be done by, and you are the one that is mixing the mix that goes in between. You're the one setting the stands to make sure that they get in there the right way. You're the one checking the levels. And then you want to know why your business isn't moving as fast as you want it to move. And it's because the truth is, for every person in this room, I know this to be true because you're here, what your goal is for your business, you cannot do it by yourself, brick by brick. When I was with Lamar did his tour last year, and I traveled with him to all the cities. One of the consistent foundational challenges that entrepreneurs had, and it might be true for some of you, maybe not all of you, is that you think too small and you move too slow. And that is the most crippling piece of data that is going to slow your growth. So you're thinking too small. Number one, how many of you have already done your annual planning and you set your annual revenue goals? Double it. Even if it was a stretch goal, it still wasn't big. So just double it. And how many of you have already done some mapping out of either the the launches or the product sales that you're going to have to do to hit that original number? Speed it up. Cut the time in half. If you were going to launch something in June, what would it take to get it out in March? If you go to somebody I heard yesterday on the mic that they were writing a book that was going to be released in January of next year. Why can't it come out in June of this year? Right? We move too slow. And one of the reasons we move too slow is because we are trying to build it brick by brick. And what we really need to embrace is the opportunity to move to a team of people working on our behalf to help our business grow. And so I want to talk about how do you do that. But in order for me to make sure that you're willing to embrace what I'm going to share, number one, are you willing to think bigger and move faster? Yes. How many of you committing to doubling your revenue goal? And how many of you are committed to speeding up whatever your annual plan is to at least get it done in 9 months? Yes, what are we waiting for? Be nervous, it's okay. And part of that process to be able to help you do that is through partnerships. So I know Brandy said my bio, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. This is who I am. And the reason I think you should listen to me, I love when Ronnie says that, why you should listen to me. Why you should listen to me is because I've leveraged partnerships my entire business career. The opportunity with Steve was a partnership. We had a deal. He bought talent. I bought my marketing, sales, back of the house expertise, and we came together in a partnership. That partnership was extremely profitable. I've done events my entire career. When I had my Get Radical brand, I ran one of the biggest women's conferences on the East Coast, the Get Radical Women's Conference. We got sponsors for that. We did brand deals for that. So these are opportunities if you're going to double your revenue and get there faster, being able to use partnerships is part of the answer to that. So I want to start out first with reasons why you may choose not to form partnerships. Because some of you might be thinking, I don't know if a partnership is right for me. I don't know if my business model or the products that I produce or the services that I offer can be positioned for a partnership. And so let's just get that out the way now so that you can decide whether this is for you or not. So reason one that you might not choose to form a partnership is you want to maintain full control. You want the be-all, end-all of everything that happens when it comes to the way your business grows. And bringing in other people or other companies compromises that control. The next reason is that you want to avoid dealing with conflict. Partnerships require negotiations. Partnerships require knowing what you want, what's a win for you. Partnerships requiring some back and forth. And if you're uncomfortable with that, it can be a challenge. And so if you're like, oh, I don't know about that, okay, maybe not. You don't want to depend on others. Anybody ever been let down? Anybody ever thought they were in a partnership and then realized, oh wait, they're not doing their part? And so just the thought of having to be in a situation again where you now have to depend on someone else to do their part is not something that you're interested in being a part of again. And then maybe you don't want responsibilities for others' results. Because in a partnership, both people have to show up to create the win. And if one of those pieces of the partnership doesn't live up to their part, then it's subject to not get the results that the partnership was supposed to reduce. And so these are reasons that you might not want to form a partnership. And my advice to you is to get over it. Because we are thinking what? And now we're going to think, and we're going to move. Yes. And so if you've been burned before, if it hasn't quite worked out, if you haven't entered into a partnership before, there's a first time for everything. And so I want you to know that if you want to be someone that is not building brick by brick, having the partnerships matter.